I loved it. It was everything I wanted. Completely exceeded my expectations. Now, normally when I do these reviews, I just do full face cam because I'm too lazy to edit, but I'm just gonna make an exception for this review. I'm gonna have my playthrough in the background just because of how much I was freaking out playing this quest, the entirety of it. Um, I should also mention that I finished the anime for the first time. What a show! I finished it the same day the update dropped, so like the anime was fresh in my mind going into this update. Like literally 12 hours after the pain I got from the anime, I played this quest, and then I doubled my emotional damage. It was fucked. That was way too much emotional damage in one day. But like, I don't know how you do a collab story better than this. Like it was incredible. This is genuinely the best collab in the history of gacha games. Now, like I've only experienced a collab story in two gacha games, so I don't really have a big sample size. But I'm just so confident that you can't even argue this. It was so good. Like this collab was it was so generational. It is generational. The whole thing was such a love letter to the original anime. There is so much respect given to everything. The characters, the music, the setting, like the callback to such iconic scenes. Like I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw some shade at HSR, but after how bad that collab story was with Fate, I was kind of nervous about this one, even with the original writer working on it. But I was so wrong. Everything about it was so good. I still can't believe it. Like even after 24 hours that I'm recording this, it was so much more than like a collab between two popular IPs. Like the story in this quest actually meant something. It felt like actual closure to the anime. It could have just been like the edge runners coming to Solaris for a completely unrelated plot to the anime, and then the characters would have been like completely butchered, and they I don't know, sent for Rover or something, and there would have been some no name NPC antagonist using Adam Smasher for a goal we don't care about, and then we team up to save the day. But it was not that. It was far from that. And like at the heart of this quest, it was about Lucy dealing with the grief after the end of the anime, which I was not expecting at all. Because we didn't really see that in the anime. It ended so abruptly. So much shit happened in the final 10 minutes of the final episode, and we really didn't know where Lucy went after visiting the moon, where her character goes in that final scene. But it turns out she is still traumatized over everyone dying, struggling with immense survivor's guilt, and now she has these nightmares of Adam Smasher because of the events in the last episode, and this quest is mainly about her confronting that trauma and moving on from it. And despite her not really remembering what happened during the dream at the end of the quest, can we say this is canon? It has to be canon, right? Like none of the quest really matters in the long run, but I feel like it's definitively like canonical filler, at least, like especially considering it was co-written by the original writer of the show, and that showed through with Lucy's character, the story. Like it's kind of a shame that she forgets everything that happens at the end, but I get why the writers decided to do it. Like because if they ever want to do anything else with Lucy's character, let's say she becomes like, I don't know, a recurring character in season 2. I have no clue what's going to happen in season 2. Yeah, season 1's ending was very open-ended, but let's say she becomes a recurring character in season 2, for example. They would have to account the like development she went through in this quest, which I'm sure they wouldn't want to do just because it's like wuwa. But regardless, I loved how faithful Lucy's remained to how she was in the show, and I think we can thank the original writer's influence on the story for that. But it wasn't just Lucy they gave justice to. It was also David and Rebecca too. Like I was very curious how they were going to adapt these characters in this collab, considering you know what happens to the both of them at the end of the show. But I'm very happy with the direction they took both of them. Them being created from Lucy's memories was like the only way it made sense for them to be here. Like, but they both of them still got closure for their characters because they eventually become aware that they would die in the future, and that would leave Lucy alone. And despite them becoming aware that they die later, they accept those fates, and they make it their goal in the end to help Lucy return to reality, which I really felt made sense with their characters and how they are. But and in the end, they sort of get their final goodbyes, which we never got to see in the final episode of the show as well, and that shit hurt so fucking bad, man. That David and Lucy spending one last time together by visiting the moon like they dreamed of is just fuck. I had to say goodbye to David and Rebecca twice in one day. Like it's just so much emotional damage, but I fucking loved it. I'm such a sucker for tragic stories. It was so bittersweet and fuck. I need a moment to recover. Anyways, besides the three getting closure, Rebecca just stole the show in every scene she was in. Just like in the anime. I feel like even in the anime, Rebecca wasn't really a character with much depth, but she was still really entertaining to watch on the screen. Like, and that was kind of like exactly how she was in the quest as well. Like, they did not hold back. The amount of times that Rebecca swore in her dialogue was too unreal. I can't believe they went so far with it. Like, the only thing that would have made it better was that if they didn't bleep the swearing at all. But yeah, luckily I played the quest in Japanese because I watched the anime in Japanese as well, so I just, I played in Japanese. But I didn't have to deal with that issue with all the bleeping, and thank God, because while it is natural for Rebecca to swear that much, all the bleeping really takes you out of the scene for some of them. Like, in some of the super dramatic moments, it is like it's something happening and then like you hear a bleep and it's like, wait, what? But yeah, Rebecca was so much fun to watch. I cannot believe how expressive they made her animations during the cutscenes. Like, if I'm being honest, I think they did way more justice to Rebecca's expressions compared to Lucy and David's. But speaking of David, oh my god, thank God he was here, man. Could you imagine if they did this collab without at least including him in the story? Like, and this is what I was talking about earlier, how they could have just written a slop story where Lucy and Rebecca did show up, but the quest wouldn't have really been about them. But the CD Project Red, thank you for letting him actually be significant to the story and Lucy's character. With how protective they are about him, I think this is the best we could possibly ask for. I think he was in the quest for just the right amount of time. Like, I can't believe they showed him using his Sandavistum. It was so crazy to see that in wuwa. It was so surreal. And then his dialogue with Lucy at the end of the quest, it's just perfect. It's just fucking perfect. But I think I've talked about the cyberpunk side of the collab enough. I now want to talk about the wuwa side, which isn't that much, but I like, to me this quest was like 70% cyberpunk maybe, then like 20 to 30% wuwa, but I still have some stuff to say about it. I think the way they explained how Lucy even came to Solaris was genius. It's a bit confusing if you don't understand how the Swarm Noir works, but it's such a good fucking concept for explaining it. Like, and now in the future, I can imagine if there are any future collabs, it will involve the Swarm Noir again. Like, but as for the actual wuwa characters, yeah, they were kind of just there. I mean, they had some fun interactions with Lucy and Rebecca. Rover did a bit of ore farming, and that's it. And you know what? It was fine. Because as I said, this quest was a love letter to the Edge Runners IP. It shouldn't have been around for once in a quest lifetime or something. It shouldn't have been about Rover. Like, but yeah, the bottom line is they did a great job merging Night City with Solaris, and despite all of this quest definitely wasn't perfect. There were a lot of scenes, well, not a lot, but there were some scenes I felt were a bit unnecessary to the narrative. I felt like the pacing in the first half of the quest was a bit slow, like in the middle, like when they're just spending time experiencing the academy life. But and some of the exposition in some scenes was a bit heavy as well. But to be fair, for that one, you kind of need that much exposition to explain what was happening, considering this is a completely standalone story quest. Like, it would have been way worse without the exposition dump. So I'm glad it's there overall. But despite all of those flaws, I loved every minute of this quest. I don't fucking care. Like, my mind objectively knows that this wasn't the best story, but my heart, this fucking quest was a 10 out of 10. The things that I usually like criticize in wuwa's quest, like the pointless scenes and the gameplay, I loved all of it in this entire quest. I did not feel bored for a single minute. Like, it was so surreal seeing Lucy and Rebecca interacting with Lene, Mornier, Luke, Sigrika, like experiencing life at the academy, and those scenes mostly just felt like fan service, and I loved it. I just wish even more characters showed up and talked to them. This is the only exception I'm giving, like, for those flaws. Yeah. But besides that, the only actual problem I encountered in this quest was that some of the cutscenes were bugging out for me. Maybe they got fixed, but yeah, it's really. I feel like I never experienced bugs in cutscenes, but I did in this one. There was that one scene where Lucy and Rover were on the rooftop, and Lucy was supposed to be leaning on a rail, but the rail wasn't there when I played during my playthrough. Like, oh well, it's fine. It didn't bother me that much. But you know, it's still a technical flaw in the quest. But yeah, those are basically the main things I wanted to talk about after 24 hours to just let it simmer in the collab. Um, this truly was an unforgettable experience. Like, this quest made me remember why. Like, it made me remember back to my 3.1 review, and the reason why I started streaming these quests and making these reviews. This quest reminded me why I began doing these. Like, I never want to forget this experience and the emotions that Edge Runners and wuwa made me feel with it. Like, wuwa has been killing it this year. It is truly my favorite game now. It used to be my favorite gacha game, but now it is just my favorite game this year. Like, I love it so much. I'm so passionate and invested into it, and that's why I will be dropping a nuke when Lucula comes out in less than a week. I said it in my Denia segue. Like, I will be dropping a nuke spending if I have to, and this quest just completely reinforced that. Like, cause I'm broke now. Lucy took everything from me, and but I don't fucking care. I'm not gonna try to deny that these collab banners are predatory as shit. I'm not gonna defend them, but frankly, I don't care. I cannot ignore the quality of everything else about this collab. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate wuwa for making me watch Edge Runners. I don't know, that was a stupid problem I have. Like, where, like, if there's a spin-off of like an IP, then like I won't interact with it because like I'm like, oh, I didn't watch the main thing, so like I'm not gonna understand the spin-off. I did that with HSR, and then I did that with Edge Runners. Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that. But yeah, thank you wuwa for making me watch Edge Runners, then experience this collab quest. But yeah, with that, I remembered one more thing I wanted to say for my closing remarks. One more gripe I had about this story quest that I wanted to mention. The only other issue I had with this quest, my daughter didn't show up with it. Angisa. God damn it. Fuck. They... Yeah, just take all my money, man. I have no words. I'm just so fucking happy. Abby! Oh my god, he's gonna kill Abby. He's gonna kill Abby. The Aura Farmer! Holy shit. Stop disconnecting. Defeated Adam Smasher. Don't you? Dude, come on, I can only finish it. I fucking knew they were gonna play this, man. At least his tears are good this time.
そっちの旅の記憶が流れ込んできたんです。一緒に悪夢と戦ってくれたことも悪かった迷惑かけちまってありがとう。さっさと行け。時間を無駄にすんじゃねえよ。
Meaning they're gonna disappear because they're a dream. This is the ending we deserve. Oh no. This might be the last look we get at David and wuwa. So he knows he's just a dream, right?
月の光は BD なんかよりずっと眩しかったわ。
ルーシー。
月に自分の部屋を持ったの。広くはない。
Oh, she lives on the moon? What?
ルーシー。俺はただの夢だ。もう夢から覚める時間だ。
まだ話したいことがたくさんあるの。
だ。俺もさ。けど今のルーシーに慰めの言葉はいらない。そうだろ。ありがとな、ルーシー。
Never mind, we still got emotional damage.
話は済んだか。 ジメジメした別れは苦手なんだよ。じゃあな、泣き虫。元気でやれよ。
あの二人、周波数が一緒に消えちまったぞ。
夢の中だったとしても、また会えて本当によかった。
I'm glad too.
デートが消えるまでまだ少し時間があるわ。一度学園に戻ってナイトメア残像の後始末をしてくる。その後のことは明日考えるわ。
The second goodbye. Come on, man. Did she forget all the memories? No, there's no way.
滅ぼしに寝息が聞こえてたわ。
But who's talking still?
さっきより声が少し晴れやかね。少しは気分が良くなった？
ええ、どうやら夢を見てたみたい。
夢？
No.
詳しい内容は思い出せないわ。でもなんとなく感じるわ。すごくいい夢だった気がする。
So what do you want?